Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay with us until the very end, because what you're about to hear might completely transform the way you see yourself and the way women see you. And don't forget to share your experience in the comments. If you're over 65, tell us what you've noticed in your interactions, because your story might inspire other men who underestimate their own value. Now, let's dive into the truth. Most men at 65 or older carry a hidden advantage that they themselves don't see clearly. They assume their age makes them less attractive, that youth is the only standard women admire, and that the fire of desire burns only for the younger generation. But psychology paints a very different picture. Women, often without saying it directly, are drawn to a particular quality in older men, a secret that makes them go absolutely crazy. And that secret has nothing to do with wealth, status, or chasing youth. It's something deeper, something subtle, something earned through decades of living. The magnetic power of calm, confident presence. At 65, a man's presence is unlike that of any younger competitor. He has walked through storms, he has faced challenges, he has seen life in all its beauty and cruelty. That gives him a composure that younger men simply cannot fake. When he enters a room, he doesn't need to shout, posture, or prove anything. His calm silence already speaks volumes. Women feel this energy. They feel the steadiness, the assurance, the lack of desperation. It makes them crazy, not in a shallow sense, but in a psychological one. They crave the safety, the reliability, and the strength that radiates from such presence. Think about it. When you were younger, you might have thought attraction was about looks alone, about charm, about trying to impress. But as women mature, what they crave changes. They are drawn to men who don't chase, who don't beg, who don't lose themselves in trying too hard. A man at 65 who knows himself, who carries dignity in his walk, who listens more than he speaks. This man creates desire in ways he doesn't even realize. Another layer of this secret is the absence of fear. By 65, many men are no longer afraid of rejection. They've lived long enough to know that rejection is not the end of the world. That freedom from fear makes interactions lighter, more playful, more authentic. Women sense this, and it drives them wild. Why? Because confidence without arrogance is one of the rarest traits a man can show. It makes a woman feel safe but also excited, because she's dealing with someone who knows his worth. And here's another aspect: emotional control. Younger men often lose themselves in jealousy, anger, or impulsive reactions. But older men have practiced patience. They know how to respond instead of react, how to listen instead of explode, how to stand firm without drama. This control doesn't make them cold, it makes them powerful. Women admire men who stay centered when emotions run high. That steadiness creates a psychological pull that can be more attractive than any superficial quality. Finally, the physical signs of age, gray hair, wrinkles, a slower pace, are not weaknesses. They're part of the secret. They represent resilience, character, and authenticity. Women see these signs not as flaws, but as evidence of life lived. And that evidence is magnetic. Most men don't realize it. But the very things they think make them less attractive are the same things that make women admire them the most. Now let's go deeper into this hidden secret. Why does a man's presence at 65 have such a powerful effect on women? It comes down to one word: certainty. By this stage of life, a man knows who he is. He doesn't need to chase trends. He doesn't need to prove himself with material possessions, and he doesn't live for the approval of others. This certainty is intoxicating to women. Younger men often struggle with insecurity, constantly trying to measure up. But a man at 65 doesn't compete. He simply exists as himself, and that authenticity drives women crazy. Another reason is perspective. A man in his 60s has lived through enough ups and downs to know what truly matters. He doesn't panic in small crises, doesn't lose his temper over trivialities, and doesn't abandon his dignity when challenged. This perspective creates a sense of safety for women. They know that with such a man, storms will pass without chaos, problems will be faced with calm, and life will be lived with balance. Women admire this balance because it's rare, and it's incredibly attractive. There's also the power of conversation. By 65, a man has collected stories, experiences, and insights that younger men simply don't have. He can talk about history he lived through, challenges he overcame, lessons he learned. His voice carries weight not because he's loud, but because he speaks from truth. Women admire men who can teach without lecturing, who can inspire without arrogance, who can share without demanding. The richness of conversation becomes a hidden form of seduction, and then comes humor. At this age, humor isn't about impressing or trying too hard. It's natural, self-aware, grounded in experience. A man who can laugh at himself, who can lighten the atmosphere, who can turn serious lessons into enjoyable stories, radiates charm. Women go crazy for this kind of humor because it blends wisdom with joy. It's not childish, not forced, it's real. Another dimension is patience and intimacy. Younger men often rush, chasing quick gratification, but older men, if they embrace their maturity, understand that true intimacy is about connection, attention, and presence. Women deeply admire this patience, this focus on quality over speed. It makes them feel valued, cherished, desired in a way that younger partners may overlook. But perhaps the deepest part of this secret is resilience. Women see in older men a strength that doesn't need to be proven. Scars, wrinkles, and even failures, all of these become part of the attraction. They tell a story of survival, of lessons learned, of battles fought and endured. Women admire this resilience because it promises that in the face of life's inevitable challenges, this man will not break. So here's the truth. The secret that makes women go crazy is not youth, money, or charm. It's the power of being fully yourself. Calm, confident, resilient, and present. Most men at 65 don't realize they already carry it. By now you understand that the secret women go crazy for in men over 65 is not something material. It's an inner power, an aura of calm confidence that only time can shape. But there are deeper layers to this secret, and the more you uncover them, the more you realize how much women value qualities older men overlook. One of those layers is consistency. At 65, you've had decades to refine habits, to build routines, to create stability in your life. Women admire consistency because it signals reliability. Younger men may burn with passion for a short time, but they often lack staying power. Older men, however, know the value of showing up every day, of keeping promises, of being the same man in private as in public. This steady energy drives women crazy because it gives them something rare in today's world: trust. Another part of the secret is independence of thought. By this stage, you've formed your own views. You're not easily swayed by trends, by gossip, by the fleeting opinions of the crowd. Women find this mental independence intoxicating because it shows strength of character. A man who can think for himself, who doesn't bend at every breeze of opinion, becomes someone worth admiring. His certainty brings security, and that kind of security fuels attraction. Let's also consider how older men value time differently. When you're 65, you don't waste time with shallow games or empty pursuits. You know life is finite, and you choose carefully how to spend your days. Women admire this focus. They feel special when you choose them, because they know you're not scattering your energy everywhere, you're investing it with intention. That deliberate attention makes them feel cherished, and it drives them crazy in the best way. There's also a profound power in emotional safety. Younger men sometimes treat emotions as weakness, dismissing or ignoring them. But older men who've grown through experience understand that emotions are not a threat, they're part of connection. When a woman feels she can share her fears, her dreams, her insecurities with you without being judged, she opens up completely. That emotional safety is one of the strongest attractors, and it's a secret many older men underestimate. Humility is another layer. At 65, you know that life humbles everyone sooner or later. You've seen success and failure, pride and disappointment. This humility doesn't make you weak. It makes you authentic. Women admire men who don't boast, who don't exaggerate, who don't pretend. Instead, they respect men who carry achievements with quiet dignity and who treat others with respect, no matter their status. That humility is powerful, and it's a huge part of the secret older men carry without even noticing. And then there's the way older men carry scars. Every scar, emotional or physical, is a story of survival. Instead of hiding them, a man who accepts them radiates authenticity. Women find this incredibly attractive because it shows resilience. They go crazy not for perfection, but for imperfection carried with strength. A wrinkle, a gray hair, a scar, these are not flaws. They're marks of depth, proof of a life lived fully. Another dimension is gratitude. By 65, you've learned to appreciate small joys: a sunrise, a shared meal, a good conversation. This gratitude translates into relationships. Women feel valued when a man expresses appreciation for their presence, for the little things they do, for the time they share. That gratitude creates a warmth that is magnetic. Younger men often overlook it, but older men embody it naturally, and women can't resist it. As we bring this journey to a close, let's uncover the deepest truth. The secret that makes women go crazy about men over 65 is not one single trait, but the harmony of many qualities shaped by time. Wisdom, patience, resilience, humor, humility, gratitude. Together they create an aura of masculinity that is rare, powerful, and irresistible. Women admire men who carry themselves with dignity. They go crazy for men who don't chase desperately, but instead attract naturally through presence. They admire men who know themselves, who live authentically, who don't apologize for their age but embrace it. That embrace of age itself is part of the secret, because when you stop fighting time and start embodying it, you radiate a confidence that no young competitor can match. Another overlooked part of this secret is the ability to mentor and inspire. At 65, your words carry weight. Younger people look up to you, and women feel drawn to that leadership. A man who can guide, who can share wisdom, who can inspire others with his journey becomes deeply attractive. Women go crazy for men who can lead not with control but with wisdom. And finally, the greatest part of the secret is peace. By this age, you've learned that peace is priceless. You no longer create drama, chase chaos, or thrive on conflict. Instead, you cultivate calm, balance, and harmony. This peace is magnetic because it gives women something rare, the chance to rest, to feel safe, to be themselves without fear. Peace is the most seductive quality of all, and men over 65 carry it like a crown, without even realizing it. So here's the truth. You may think your age makes you less attractive, but psychology proves otherwise. The very years you see as a disadvantage are the source of your greatest charm. The secret that makes women go crazy is not hidden outside of you. It's inside you, in the man life has shaped you to become. To every man listening, embrace this truth. Don't diminish yourself, don't underestimate your worth. Walk with dignity, carry your experiences with pride, and recognize that women admire you more than you realize. And before you leave, share your thoughts in the comments. If you've noticed women responding differently to you as you've grown older, tell us your story. Because together, we reveal a reality most men don't see. That age is not the end of attraction. It is the refinement of it.